What's up, everybody? Happy 2021. Welcome to another SEO for 2021 video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a live SEO audit of an e-commerce website. And I'm particularly excited because this is also the start of a brand new playlist on my channel called SEO Audits, where I'm going to be doing free SEO audits for anybody who needs one. All you have to do is message me at m.me/freestateflipper, and when I get a chance, I'll take a look at your website and hopefully do a live audit here on YouTube. Now, if you need it faster or if you want it done privately, I can also do that for probably like $100 or something like that. But anyways, for those of you guys who have been following my channel and have engaged with me on Facebook, might have seen this post I made before the holidays. But for those of you who haven't, here's the post, and it's just an image I made in Canva here. Want to rank higher, free SEO audits, message audit to m.me/freestateflipper, and message me there. I'll ask you a few questions about your website to get started, and then we'll go from there. So here you can see Mr. Abhimanyu Singh. I hope that's how you say it. I'll just refer to him as Mr. Singh. Said, "Hey James, can you audit my website?" and sent me his website. So we'll take a look at that here in just a minute. Now, I want to let you know, if this is your first time here, or if you like these SEO audits and you want to see more of them, I want to remind you to hit the red subscribe button down below. And one of the reasons you're going to want to do that is because the next one of these videos I have a feeling is going to be pretty interesting to you guys. Another person reached out to me who's actually a pretty big YouTuber. I was surprised to see this name in my inbox, and I'll share that with you later as we go in the video exactly who this is. But this person has like 40,000 subscribers on YouTube and has been doing SEO for I think like 10 years or something like that. So they know what they're doing. They have a business built around SEO. So I don't know if they genuinely want my advice, if they just want to see how much I know, if they just want to shout out or whatever it is, but I've learned a lot from their channel, and I'll tell you exactly who it is later in the video, like I said, because I recommend you guys go and subscribe to as many different SEO YouTube channels as you can. But anyways, I've learned a lot from this guy, so I'm looking forward to taking a deeper look at his website and seeing if there's anywhere I can catch him slipping and help him out and offer what advice I have, or maybe just learn something from him. But either way, let's take a look at Mr. Singh's website here. So his website is rnvalves.com, and so I'll just click refresh here so we can get the full experience of landing on his website. And I'll just start with what I like about it. We'll click around a little bit and explore, and then go into some things maybe he could improve upon. So right off the bat here, as soon as I move the mouse, I get a pop-up, which I'm not a huge fan of pop-ups. I mean, if this is generating leads for you and it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But one of the problems you might find with pop-ups like this, and particularly this one because it's just asking for my information, I don't see like that I get a coupon. There's no incentive for me to put my information here. So this might be enough to drive somebody away from your website right away. And with Google's recent core algorithm update they just released on December 3rd of 2020, they've come out and said that user engagement signals have a lot of weight when it comes to ranking. So you want to make sure your website is engaging, and you want to take every opportunity you can to keep visitors on your site, and this pop-up might be working against you there, but we'll move on. And so next up, this is what's within the fold when I land on the page, and it looks good. This is a nice high quality image. I can see the brand here of I'm assuming this faucet, the Royal Touch. And another thing I notice is that I have three flashing buttons here. I guess this looks like a call button, this looks like a message button, and this one says distributor, so I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's like an affiliate program or something. We'll click around in a second. But I do want to point out here as well that from a UX or user experience perspective, it's a bit overwhelming to have three different buttons flashing at me because I'm not sure what you want me to do here. Whereas a clear call to action, if messaging someone is the primary way you get leads, you might want to just have this message icon flashing, or maybe just the call one. All three is a bit overwhelming, but that's just my opinion. We'll keep taking a look here. So down here, this appears to be your H1 title, India's largest valves and faucet range. So that's not bad. One thing I would note about the H1 while we're here is that you could make it a bit more descriptive, and what I mean by that is you could maybe include some authority words in there, as well as just a bigger description. So an example of that would be India's largest valves and faucets range for home improvement, or the best valves and faucets for home improvement or contracting, or whoever your target niche is. But by including more information in your H1 tag, that's just going to be that much more information both for Google and human visitors about your product. And obviously the more information you give Google, the more it has to go by when it comes to ranking your site. So I like that you have the categories here, and these all look like hot links, so that's good. And we come down here, here's a block with a photo and a paragraph, and I'm guessing hopefully this is your H2 here. And as I read this, the one thing I can say about your description here is that, first of all, I would include more text. It seems that that's the end of the text on the page. You could either make a few more paragraphs in this box, or you could clone this block and just switch so that the text is on this side and the image is on this side, and kind of flip-flop as you scroll to include more text that way. But particularly within this description, I think it would help you out a lot when it comes to SEO to include variations of the terms valves and faucets, whether that's tap, spigot, sink, parts. You're going to need to find the keywords that are specific to the products you have here, but I would include a lot of variations, and I would make long tail keywords that involve the word valves and long tail keywords that involve the word faucets. Again, maybe including authority words like top of the line, best, trusted, preferred, durable, stuff like that. So that's what I have to say as far as content on the home page. I think you could have some more text content here, but we'll keep moving along. I like the layout. I like how you have the slideshows here. More links down here. So let's take a closer look and click on one of these categories here. So this looks like a category for diverters, and I'm assuming this is your selection here, so that's good. Here I do like that you have a lot more description in here. Now I haven't taken the time to read all of this, but I think the same goes for all the pages as far as what I'm saying with keyword variations, using taps, spigot, sink parts, that type of stuff. I can see you're doing that a bit here. You have shower hose, shower sets, good. So yeah, I would just expand upon what you're doing here with these keywords. And so let's try clicking on an individual product. And this looks like the text is within the image up here. Okay, so you have quite a bit of products, quite a number of products on this site. So obviously you have quite a lot of work ahead of you if you're looking to rank each one of these individual products. But the way I would do that is simply adding more of a description in here. I mean, you have a couple bullets here, but a paragraph couldn't hurt. Now I understand that's a lot to do for however many products you have. I'm guessing from the looks of this it may be upwards of hundreds. So I'm not sure how much control you have over that, if you have a way to automate that. But yeah, that would be my next suggestion as far as on page, would just be to get more content onto these different pages that you want ranked, because there is, like I said, a limited amount of text on these pages. We'll try another one just to see. Here this has one bullet point for chrome plated, and obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but you could have like with sharp corners, mounts flush against the wall, one hose, space for one hose to attach, things like that. And again, like like I said, you have quite a number of products here to do that for, but that's what I would do to try and get more keywords onto each page. And then the more pages you get optimized, the more that's going to hold your website together and drive its relevancy up for the different categories of products that you have, and thus rank your website higher. So the next thing I like to do when I'm doing a quick website audit is, after taking a look at the pages and the on-page SEO, I like to take a look at a few free tools to just kind of get an idea of what's going on in the background. So here we have ahrefs.com/backlink-checker. This is Ahrefs tool to just quickly take a look at backlinks, and they have your domain rating here as 0.2 with 185 backlinks and 35 referring domains. So if we take a look at these backlinks here, just taking a quick glance, I see these look like, and I'm just guessing here, but these look like mostly directory listings or free places to list your website online. And there's nothing wrong with listing your website in those places. I mean, generally speaking, the more places that reference your website, the better. However, you could take a look here at the authority scores of these websites, and the URL rating as well as the domain rating. And some of these up here at the top, 78, 71, are not bad. As we move down, we get lower and lower down to 9, 4, 3. So what that tells me just at face value is that these aren't great quality links. And then if we look at each of these pages individually, they're really not coming from places that are super relevant. So sitelinks.info, this website doesn't really have much to do with valves and faucets, so my guess is that Google isn't giving this very much weight. It doesn't really care that your website is listed there. So what I would focus on when it comes to backlinks, just from this information I see here, is developing more quality backlinks on whether that's relevant blogs, social media posts can even be backlinks depending on what site you make them on. Now they might be no follow, but if they drive traffic, like I said with Google's recent update, if you pay attention to those things, and from my opinion, you don't really need to pay too much attention to those, because the answer is always Google wants to rank the best content. It wants to provide the best answers to the questions people are searching for. So as long as you focus on doing that, you don't need to pay too much attention to the technical details from my experience. But since we're talking about it, and they've come out and said that user experience is one of the things they're focused on, it's just good practice to focus on things that are going to cause people to interact with your website. So like I said, higher quality backlinks can help with that. The next tool I like to take a look at is Neil Patel's tool, Uber Suggests. This is not the most accurate tool I've used, but it's great for taking a quick glance at things like keywords. So according to Neil Patel, your website is ranking for 308 keywords organically and getting 452 visitors a month organically. So that's really not bad. Domain score of 1, so he has your domain scored very low as well, and he's showing 65 backlinks. But like I said, this domain score is most likely coming from the low quality backlinks, so the better you get at building higher quality backlinks, the higher your domain score will be, and that will help towards the authority of your website. But if we come down here on Neil Patel's tool, we can see some of the keywords you rank for, so we'll just click this tool to see more of them. And here you go. It shows you, a whole list here. So these are great. These all look super relevant. Bathtub faucets and stuff like that. So here it gives you the estimated visits. And a lot of these are 0. He wants you to pay to see all the details about that. But this gives you a good idea of where your website is at. And one thing you can do is just go ahead and pop your competitor's website into here. I don't know who you directly compete with, but if you put your competitor's website into this bar here, it will pull up all the keywords that your competitors rank for, and you can just copy them and put them on your website however you see fit. So that's a really cool quick trick to steal keywords from your competitors and use them on your website. So you can get even more keywords that you're ranking for. This is another tool I look at sometimes, just called website SEOchecker.com. It says it uses Moz's metrics, but I like to take a look at it because it just gives me another set of scores here, and this has your domain authority at 15, so much higher than the other two we look at, and that's why I like to look at several different sources, because I can never tell how accurate one particular source is, but by looking at several of them, we get a better idea. So this has your page authority at 22, which is not bad for what I'm guessing is a relatively new website. It has total backlinks at 2,000. However, quality backlinks, that's what this QB is only 7. So that's like what I was saying about the quality of your backlinks, and maybe starting to think about building backlinks in places that are more relevant to what your products are, which is faucets and valves. So the last thing I like to take a look at, which is actually one of the most important things, but generally most people, when they think of SEO, they're thinking about on-page and ways to improve their website, so that's where I wanted to start. But when it comes to SEO, there's a lot of factors off-page that affect your website as well, and I've started to talk about that with backlinks, and another way to do that is with social media. And so YouTube is a great way to pretty much combine the two, backlinks and social media. And so right off the bat here, I check to see if you have a YouTube channel. You do, which is great, and it has 25 subscribers, not bad. And here you have 2 videos that were uploaded a year ago for a total of almost 400 views. So that's not bad in a year, an extra 400 views here. But I want to tell you how you can use this YouTube channel to get a lot more than 400 views per year. So the very first thing I noticed by looking at this is if I click on About, you have, it looks like 2 sentences here. They allow you to put quite a bit of text in here, so I would use this description area to go ahead and just like you optimize your website and have lots of keywords, I would have several paragraphs of content here specifically talking about faucets and valves and different types and materials. I wouldn't bother talking about anything about how old the company is or how big it is. I would strictly talk about valves and faucets and things that are related to that. So that's the first thing. Then, like I said, you have 2 videos here, which is okay, but they have identical titles, and I realize that's your brand name, but you can optimize this better. You can have one that's your brand name, but then you can have another one that said maybe best valve and faucet dealer in India, or whatever specific location you're trying to target. Another thing you could do is, you can upload a video for each different category of faucets that you have. You can upload a video for each different material that they're made out of, and you get the idea. And you can do the same thing with playlists. You can have a playlist for brass taps. You can have a playlist for stainless steel taps, and so on. That's another thing you can do there. And then finally, I just want to click on one of these videos and talk about not so much the content. This is a nice looking video you have here, but if we scroll down and look at the description, it is barely a sentence. So they allow, I think it's up to something like 2,000 or I think 5,000 characters you're allowed in your description, so you could fit a number of paragraphs here that include lots of details about faucets, particularly the type that are in the video, as you make more videos. And another thing you can do here is put a link. So right here you could have a link directly to RN Faucet Valves and Faucets, directly to your main website, so that way anybody who finds this video can just go directly to your website without having to click like on your profile and all that. So you want to make sure to optimize your videos exactly like you would optimize your website, starting with the title of the video, with the description of the video. There's tags. I'm in an incognito window here, so I don't have TubeBuddy pulled up, but TubeBuddy is a tool you can use to compare your video to other videos and see what tags people are using and stuff like that. And for anybody who's never heard of it or doesn't have it, I'll put a link to TubeBuddy down below in the description of this video. So yeah, that about wraps up my quick basic SEO audit for your website. As you can see, I've only had a few minutes to look at your website. We just got finished the holidays, which is why this took so long from when you messaged me. I hope this information still is useful to you. But anyways, that's where I would start with optimizing your website. Now, obviously, this is a basic audit. There's a lot more detail you could go into as far as H1 titles, H2 titles, H3 titles. Another thing I wanted to point out that I did like about your site as well is that your URL, now I think this is blocked on this recording, I can't highlight the URL, but for example, this page is bath accessories. The URL is rnvalves.com/bath-accessories. So I can see you know what you're doing with site structure. That's great. I think that's helping you. And like I said, yeah, I think just getting some more text on your pages is good. Like this page has lots of text, and I can see you have the materials here. So yeah, it looks like you're off to a great start, and you seem to know what you're doing. I would just keep doing it as far as using the keywords in more places. Like I said, maybe adding some authority words or more descriptions in your H1 titles, and just clearing up the experience a little bit so that I'm not hit with a pop-up right away, and maybe less flashing buttons. But other than that, yeah, that's what I have to say about your website. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them below. And for anybody else watching this, I hope this helps you optimize your e-commerce site, whether you're drop shipping products like this or whether you're selling them for your own local business. Regardless, it's going to be the same thing you're going to need to do to just get as much information and content about your products or services as you can onto your website without making it crowded and clunky and a bad experience for the user. Oh yeah, so Mr. Singh, one last thing I can recommend to really harness the full power of your YouTube channel here, especially as you go forward and create more videos, like I'm hoping you will. You can take these videos and you can embed them directly on your website. So whether you embedded a video here on your home page, or if you embedded videos about specific products on the specific product page, either way, that's going to do two things. One, it can help with your engagement, because people who come here on your website might spend a little more time if they see a video and click on it, particularly if they think they can learn more about your product from that video. And second of all, with the amount of information that you can put into these YouTube videos in your description and with your tags and the content in the video itself, that is just that much more information that is now contained in your website. And not to mention, YouTube is owned by Google, so they treat it with a lot of authority. So when Google crawls your website and it sees you have a relevant YouTube video with a relevant title and relevant description, it's going to say, hey, this is new, fresh content. It's the format we like. Everybody's using video these days. They're learning with video, they're working with video, whether it's Skype and Zoom and all that. So basically, Google loves video content, and if you can incorporate it into your website and if you have it properly optimized, that can help a ton. So I hope this helps you. I hope this helps everybody watching. Like I said, if you want a free SEO audit for yourself, just message me at m.me/freestateflipper, and I'd be happy to do that for you. So with that said, I told you guys I would show you who messaged me and asked for an SEO audit, and it was Chase Rayner. So for those of you guys, so for those of you guys watching, if you're into SEO, I recommend going and checking out Chase's channel. He's got a great YouTube channel here, 41.4 thousand subscribers, and from the content I've seen, Chase talks a lot about how to do SEO without building backlinks, essentially to use social media and stuff like that to drive traffic to your website on demand. And it's pretty cool stuff. A lot of his tips have helped me tremendously, and I want to give a special shout out and a thank you to Chase, because I messaged him a couple of months ago with a random question I had about something I was doing, and just kind of cold outreach, just kind of to say what's up and see if he could answer my question. And I never expected to hear anything from him. People who have 46,000 or 41,000 people trying to ask them a question, what are the odds of my question getting through? But I want to give a special shout out to Chase, because he actually responded back to me and was like, hey, sorry I missed this, and reached out and was more than thorough in answering the question I had, and asked me if I had any other questions, and gave me some tips about what I was doing. So big shout out. Thank you, Chase. I really appreciate it. And in my next video, I'll take a look at your website, see what I think about it, and if there's any way that I can recommend you improve it. And if not, it'll still be a good time anyways. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video.